everybody. My name is Dave Foley from Hasmark Publishing International, and Jenna and I have a very, very special guest today. Pauline Irene Stacey is here today to help you clean up your life. So Pauline, your book is right beside you. I can see it's No Time to Clean, Listen to Pauline. So maybe you could tell us a little bit, obviously we can tell from the title what the book is about, but who's it for? Who's this book for?
You know, I think that in this day and age of like everybody has to have a target audience. And when I wrote the book, there was no target audience because everybody has to clean. So when people ask me that now and I say everybody, it's almost like, oh, don't say that. That's taboo. You know, it's like
that's what everybody says.
Target audience.
Yeah, right.
But I think that it's really best stated in my dedication, which says that it's dedicated to everybody who dislikes the concept of house cleaning. Yeah. And or, you know, there are a few out there, right? Outliers that like it, but we don't have time.
Yeah. And
so it's if you fit in either one or both of those categories, it's for you.
The world is speeding up, and for sure. Yeah, you definitely want to be able to roll with that and get your, I mean, I, for one, as soon as I got into your book, it was like, I realized it was for me. I didn't think it was, but
nice.
Wow, it totally is.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And it's full of so many great little tips. Like one of them, for example, was putting a cloth between the two stacked pails. It provided a simple solution to a lifelong issue. Can you share this with one of our viewers?
So, you know how some things are like so scientific and, you know, you expect like this great answer, right? So, but like everything else in life, when you just do something so often, right? It's all a process and you just keep perfecting it along the way. So in the beginning, I just, you know, because one of the steps in there will explain why you have two buckets and how to set them up. And so I used to just have the bucket for the water and the mop and the other one for all of the cleaning products. So I would stack them on top of one another. So I'd have all my cleaning products and they'd be kind of like sticking off the edge. And then I tried like cramming my cleaning cloths in that. But, you know, you're carrying them and you get your other stuff and they would just keep falling off. So one day I was just like, hey, wait a minute. When I was like putting my buckets together, I'm like, I'll just stick these at the bottom. Well, a little lo and behold, did I realize that's the solution for me too, because
I have that.
For me, I was cleaning other people's houses, right? So I was like, I didn't have anybody else to come, all right, come pull this out. And you with the legs and the hands, you know. So it was an accident. So I want to give you a glamorous answer, but it was an accident.
No, but it's brilliant. It's so brilliant. And yeah, I've been struggling with that literally my whole life. It never ever occurred to me to do that. And I totally wish I had thought of that. You know,
that's why you have me, Dave.
It is brilliant. And it made such sense.
I'm here for you, man.
As soon as I got that. Yeah, exactly. Oh, well. So you have a lot of other great tips as well. And one of what I really laughed, you had the line that the tip ended with, when they clean, they too can blast their favorite music. Tell us about that.
So the book goes through several phases, right? The psychology of why we hate cleaning and how to get a better attitude and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And how I discovered the process. Yeah. So it talks a lot about that. And then it tries to get you in the proper mindset. And so I talk a little bit about like being stuck in traffic. I don't know where everybody lives, but I think we've all been there one time or another. Sure. And so whether you're trying to get home or you're trying to get to an appointment or you're trying to get to an interview or a client and you're in traffic and the stress ball is just like huge, right? And so, and then, you know, a lot of people listen to like talk radio and news and stuff like that. And so I think about how, you know, every time I listened to music when I was driving. And so every time a song came on that I liked, right? Time went by so much faster. So I just started realizing, you know, crank up the music and you're not even caring. You're not even paying attention, you know, what's going on, right? Yeah. And how often do we get to sing that loud and no one tells us to shut up?
Exactly.
So I thought about that with the clean and I'm like, and it was kind of like my little smart aleck way of saying, hey, you know, when those bozos, they take this project off of me one weekend, so that's kind of like, that was kind of my way of saying, it helps us, right? Just play your favorite music. And if someone's like, Ma, or, Pauline, turn it down. I don't want to listen to that. It's Saturday morning. It's too early, whatever. It's like, okay, when you do this, you can do it your way.
Exactly. But the thing is, you're bringing such a positive attitude and atmosphere to that kind of humdrum thing, right?
Yes.
Cleaning the house. Like, honestly, I can't wait till this weekend, because I fully intend to follow your book, right? Like, your methodology is amazing. I love it.
That's awesome.
Exactly. It is all about your methodology, and we love that. So you do outline like a beautiful system for approaching the home and the entire project, but you break it down into like these easy, manageable parts. Did you learn this from someone, or did you figure it out all on your own?
Again, back to that whole doing it all the time and just perfecting the process. So the little secret, which I guess is not going to be a secret for a whole lot longer, but the book was actually written 30 years ago. And so somebody once said to me, oh my God, don't tell people that, it's going to be outdated. I'm like, it's cleaning. It's not outdated.
Dirt is still dirty.
Products, right? So, but I was in school full time. I was, my family was in New England. I was here by myself with my daughter. She was 5 at the time, in Florida. And so I was a single parent, no child support, the whole wah, wah, wah story. And so I just had to figure out how to get things done quickly, and so I had my schedule, and I had to, I had school all morning for 4 hours. And then I was like the president of some clubs and members, stuff like that. So I actually had to stay on campus a little longer, and then I'd have to go to work and clean a house or two. And so I was always trying to figure out, how to get it done faster. Now, what I want people to pay attention to is not the speed that matters, right? It's because especially when you have a client, if your house at your house, like, oh, well, if I miss the corner, whatever, but not when you have a client, right? And so it has to be perfect. There is no 99.5% good job. It's got to be 100. So always thinking about that. And then how fast can I do it? So I just, with each time, I just started perfecting another little process and another little process. And then I mixed it with, I was in management school, business management school at the same time. And so I was paying attention there too, right? And so I was like, hey, these process and these systems doesn't just work for a conveyor belt, right, or, how to get people to produce a car real quickly. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It works for everything. And so I just, and in another interview I was doing with Brian, we were talking about how you have a lot of time to think when you clean, right?
Yeah.
It's like, even though the music's on and you're singing, sometimes you find yourself like missing a whole song. You're like, wait, I got to rewind. I missed the whole song, because you just start thinking. So that's what was happening. I just kept thinking through the process, and I would just develop all these each time one little thing, like, hey, if I do that this way, and if, like, for an example, like, I got to tell you, this is a huge one. Like, if you clean a house that either has a lot of pet hair, or like human hair on the bathroom counter, and then you have a wet cloth, like, that's our instinct, right? It's okay, spray the counter, and then you're like with the hair, and the hair is going everywhere, and you're trying to wipe, and you rinse it again. Like,
moving it around.
Yeah.
So if it's dry, you take a feather duster, the old-fashioned feather duster. It's very light, fluffy, with real feathers, and you just swish all the hair off. Right? And it falls on the ground, and the book will tell you the process. Don't freak out, because you're going to pick that up when we get to the vacuum part, right? Yeah. So it's just get rid of the hair. So that's huge. That is huge in a bathroom. So little tips so you just, so it for me, it was because I had to do so many houses over so many years that you just kept, so that was the advantage, really. I don't think I could have ever come up with these things if I was just cleaning my own house, all the time.
Well, exactly, right. And most people wouldn't. But did you find that your clients would maybe think, boy, she sure, everybody else takes 4 hours and she did it in 3.
Oh, no, listen, that was beautiful, because that became a system too, right? You're going to start looking up system in the dictionary. Oh, Pauline Stacey.
There she is. Yeah.
No, what I did was I only quoted a flat rate. So when I would go to my client's home, I would just look around, and we would talk for a long time, sit, have a cup of tea, whatever, and, and listen to their needs. Listening is everything, right? But I would explain my system and we would discuss a flat rate. So the beauty of that was that they had a budget. So the other thing is, with your clients, the less friction you can have is the better, right? And it's kind of like almost like a contract. So if I say, I'm going to clean your house for X dollars a week, then they know what to expect. And I know what I'm going to get for my budget too, but it eliminates any of that, what you're talking about, Dave, like comparison. Because what matters is when they come back in the house and it's perfect. Nobody cares how long you took. It's not an issue to them.
You mentioned that 99.5% or whatever. It's not everything that you did. It's that one thing you didn't do that they're going to see.
Yes,
right?
100%. Like, didn't your mom teach you, like, no matter how messy your room is, every day you should make your bed?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right? Like, because when the bed's made, nobody really notices all that, right? Yeah. But like little things that your clients, your eyes just are drawn to, right? So if there's, a fur ball or hair in the corner or something, like corners are everything. Like, I got to tell you, we don't talk about that in the book, but I'm saving that for other things, right? I'm going to do like a follow-up for people that have a cleaning business. I'm going to do that, right? And give them all those, how to keep your clients happy. But yes, you're 100% correct. You can't miss anything. You got it. And listening to your clients, because you got to customize things a little bit. Like, what do they really care about, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. One of my personal pet peeves with cleaning is windows, glass, mirrors, and glass windows.
Yes, you're gonna love me.
Please impart some knowledge on me.
Years, I went through that, right? So here's one of the other things that happens, right? When you have clients, you're in there and you're dealing with things that whatever eye level. So if you're standing up or if you're bent down, that's your eye level, right? They come home, they sit on the couch, they, sit in the chair, they recline, they see things at a different level. So, and then if you're in a room with a lot of sun.
I heard that. Yeah. Is that thunder?
We're having a wicked thunderstorm.
I could hear that. I thought it was your microphone rubbing. Okay.
Should we keep going?
Yeah. Let's keep going. We were talking earlier about things happen, right? So.
Yeah.
There you go.
We're having a very serious thunderstorm. So if I lose electricity, sorry.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well.
So anyway, so with windows, because if you did a room where the sun came in at a certain time of day and you're not there at that time of day, it's terrible. So I know you guys have had that experience, right?
Totally.
You clean it and
Absolutely.
It looks great. It looks great. You walk away and you're like, oh, I nailed it this time. Then you go back in like 4 o'clock or 4:30 when the sun's setting in.
Yeah.
You're like, what happened? So when it comes to windows, we won't talk about mirrors yet. We'll talk about windows. When you get into the book, you're going to understand why. And I know this is going to drive some people crazy, but read the book. Okay. With windows, you can't be doing the outside of your windows on the cleaning day. And all that's part of the process. And you guys talked about how everything flows and makes sense, right? If you want to do the inside of your windows, which of course you don't necessarily have to do every day, but sliding glass doors, if you got dogs and children with the fingerprints and the nose prints, right? You do. So you only do the inside. But what today is on the market, back in the day, they would say to use this particular paper towel that had no lint. I'm trying to stay away from name dropping companies right now, but there was a paper towel that had no lint. So that's what we used. But it's still, and it helped not have a lot of streaks. Paper towels have chemicals in them, and that doesn't help, right? So there was a lot of old tricks on the market, like vinegar and water, which was pretty good, but for me, for you guys, I was keep it simple, man. Cleaning cloth. There are cleaning cloths on the market now. Go to Amazon, specifically for windows and glass and mirrors, right? And so they are fantastic. And then finding the right cleaner, which I'm going to be posting soon about, so stay tuned for that. Okay. Finding the right cleaner is key, and I found it. It's amazing. So the cloth is a really big deal.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, good. See, I would have thought it was the spray or whatever you're clean, whatever the solution is.
But if you think about it, right? When they're making paper towels, that's not just dry paper you're dealing with, Yeah. So that the cloth, because the cloth, it eliminates all the streaks. I mean, yes, the cleaner makes the difference, but if I had to pick which one I could pick, it would be the cloth.
Exactly.
Okay.
You have so many great tips, and I know that they'll still be coming. And of course, read the book first. But what is the most important takeaway or tip that you'd like your readers to garner from your book?
You are going to love this because it has nothing to do with cleaning.
Okay, perfect.
Are you surprised?
Yes, I am.
Yes, actually, very.
Okay, so when you guys earlier asked me about thinking about the book and who I was writing it for, my takeaway, what I hope people take away from this, and I think the book almost ends on this note, is that when you read the book and you learn about a process to do something that we normally are all over the map with, right? Running from this room to that room and then go here and then go there and then we do this, then we vacuum there and then we go. It's when you learn the process, I tell the readers that you are going to start using this mindset for everything in your life, everything. And you're going to see that's going to happen because you're going to be like, wait, if I do this way, and you know what I'm saying? So how you approach a project, we talked about the attitude and then the right tools. The book talks about the right tools and the right product, but mindset is everything. But if you follow a process with anything, any kind of chaos in your life, you just sit and put it in a like an outline of the process is how you're going to accomplish it. It doesn't become overwhelming.
Wow.
And so, my biggest takeaway is that, but my biggest goal is to help people not feel overwhelmed and to have a peace of mind and not have that guilt, because I'm not just trying to help people save time with the actual process of cleaning, the physical part. I know Jenna knows this, right? It's on your mind. You're thinking about it all the time. That's what kind of eats away at you, right? So when you're driving the kids all around town, or when you sit down, finally you got a half-hour break, and you're sitting to watch TV and have a snack, and you're thinking about, the cleaning. So
Exactly.
yes,
It never
the
ends.
process and get a peace of mind, everybody. Get a good peace.
Yeah.
That's what I told my clients. I'm not selling you a service. I'm selling you a peace of mind.
You're helping them de-stress. I love it.
Yes.
That's brilliant. Yeah, that's what we call expert insight. That's really what you're selling. You're right. That peace of mind.
Yeah, peace of mind. Yep.
That's a great takeaway. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's talk about how people can get to know more or learn more about you and your book. How can we get a hold of you?
So the website for the book is No Time to Clean, listen to Pauline.com.
Perfect.
And getting a hold of me anytime is just PaulineIreneStacey.com.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Or
Okay.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking about the email, but that's it. So both those websites will get you there.
Okay, we'll find it. Yeah, excellent. Thank you so very much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Pauline.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you guys so much.
Alrighty, bye.